Hello and welcome. Today, we are going to tackle a topic that can make even the most confident English speakers, well, hesitate a little bit. We're talking about conditionals. You know, all those sentences that start with the word if. They can seem super complicated, but I promise you by the end of this, you'll see they follow a really clear, really simple logic.
So let's just kick things off with a conditional question of our own, shall we? If you watch this explainer, will you finally get the hang of conditionals? Well, that's actually a first conditional, and my answer is a very confident yes. So let's get to it and prove it. We'll start with the fundamentals.
Okay, first, the absolute basics. Every single conditional sentence, no matter how complex it looks, has two parts. You've got the if clause, that's the condition, and then you've got the main clause, that's the result. Condition, then result. If this happens, then that happens. Simple enough, right? Let's build on that.
We're going to split this whole thing into two main categories to make it easier. First up, we have what I call the real conditionals. These are the ones we use constantly to talk about facts, our habits, and, actual possibilities for the future. Let's start with the zero conditional. My little trick to remember this one is O for obvious. We use it for things that are just 100% true. Think scientific facts, general truths, or habits. If the condition happens, the result is basically a done deal. It's a certainty.
And here's the key to its structure. Both the if part and the result part use the simple present tense. If you heat ice, it melts. It just does. If I wake up early, I go to the gym. There's no maybe about it. This isn't a plan, it's just what happens, every single time. It's a fact, it's a habit. Okay, moving on to the first conditional. The little memory hook here is F for future planning. This is what we pull out when we're talking about a specific situation in the future that is totally real and possible. It's not a guaranteed fact like the zero, it's more like a plan or a very likely outcome.
So the structure changes just a little bit, but that little change makes all the difference. The if part is still in the simple present, but the main clause, it adds the word will. If I have time, I will finish the letter. That will is the big signal that we're talking about a single real possibility for the future, not just some general truth.
Okay, let's put them side by side because this is where it all just clicks into place. If I wake up early, I go to the gym. That's the zero conditional. It's my routine, what I always do. But if I wake up early, I will go to the gym. That's the first conditional. That's my specific plan for, say, tomorrow morning. Do you see the difference? That one tiny word, will, completely shifts the meaning from a general habit to a specific plan. Awesome! We've totally mastered reality, so now let's get a little unreal. This next set of conditionals is for talking about things that are imaginary, hypothetical, or just flat out impossible. This is the language we use for dreams and regrets.
Let's dive into the second conditional. My mnemonic for this one is S for sci-fi. Seriously, think of it as the dreamer's conditional. It's for talking about hypothetical or unreal situations in the present or the future. We are officially stepping into our imagination here.
The structure shifts again here. The if part actually jumps back into the simple past tense, and the main clause uses would. If I won a lottery, which, I haven't, it's just a dream, I would buy a house. We're talking about something that is not true right now, but we're imagining it.
You probably recognize this famous line, right? It just perfectly captures the feeling of the second conditional. It's a wish, it's a dream, a hypothetical scenario. And notice the use of were instead of was. That's a classic little quirk of the second conditional, when you're imagining being something you're not.
And finally, we have the third conditional. I remember this one with the letter T for the last letter in regret or repent. This is our time machine conditional. We use it to look back at the past and imagine a different outcome for something that's already over and done with. It's all about impossible pasts.
Now, this one can look a little intimidating, I get it, but there is a super simple formula. Just start with a second conditional dream, something like, if I studied, I would pass. Now, all you have to do is add had to the first part and have to the second part. And boom, if I had studied, I would have passed. You've just created a perfect third conditional that expresses regret about the past. Easy, right?
Okay, you've mastered the four main types. Ready to go to the expert level? It is not as hard as it sounds, I promise. We're really just going to mix and match the pieces that we've already learned.
Mixed conditionals are, well, they're exactly what they sound like. We take the parts we've already gotten down from our unreal conditionals and we mix them. And this lets us do something really cool. Connect an imagined past with a hypothetical present.
or an ongoing hypothetical state with an imagined past.
Let's look at the two main ways this works. First, you can link a past condition to a present result. If I had taken my umbrella yesterday, I wouldn't be sick right now. See that? A past action from the third conditional with a present consequence from the second. The other way is an ongoing condition with a past result. If I were a rich person, I would have bought that car last year. It's such a powerful way to connect different points in time.
And there you have it. All the pieces are on the table. So now, let's put it all together into one powerful tool that you can just take with you.
This right here is your master cheat sheet. I would highly recommend taking a screenshot of this. It lays out everything we've covered: the type, its main job, and the exact verb forms you need for each part. We have our 0 for obvious facts, first for future plans, second for sci-fi dreams, and third for regret about the past. All the formulas, all in one place for you.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that conditionals are so much more than just a set of grammar rules you have to memorize. They are the actual tools we use to express our relationship with reality, whether we're stating a simple fact, planning for the future, dreaming of another life, or wishing we could go back and change the past.
And that brings us to a final thought. I'm going to leave you with a third conditional question of your own to think about. If you had known one thing 10 years ago that you know now, what would you have done differently? The answer isn't just a grammar exercise. It's proof that you're now using one of the most powerful tools in the English language to explore your own past. Thanks for watching.